Before you take your next vitamin, pause. This could save your brain or even your life. Every day, millions of adults over 60 take vitamins, sometimes with the best intentions, hoping to boost their health, energy, or memory. But what if I told you that some of the most common vitamins in your cabinet, yes, even the safe ones, can actually increase your risk for nerve damage, heart problems, or even a stroke if taken in high doses or without the guidance of your doctor? Today, I want to walk you through the surprising science-backed truth about 7 vitamins that can be dangerous for older adults if misused. My mission isn't to scare you, but to empower you to make safer, smarter choices for your brain and heart. And along the way, you'll hear real stories, some inspiring, some heartbreaking, about older adults just like you, who learned these lessons the hard way. And I'll show you, step by step, what you can do differently starting today. Now, before we begin, I want to know, have you ever wondered if those supplements in your cupboard could do more harm than good? Maybe you've had a scare, or you know someone who did. Let me know in the comments. And if you find this helpful, please subscribe, so you never miss a tip on living stronger, longer, and safer after 60. Let's start with one that's supposed to be a lifesaver, but can quietly turn into a silent threat: vitamin D. Most people think of vitamin D as the sunshine vitamin, vital for bones and immunity. But too much vitamin D, especially from high-dose supplements, can lead to dangerously high calcium levels in your blood. Here's the fact: excess vitamin D can cause confusion, irregular heartbeat, kidney stones, or even a stroke. I know that sounds dramatic, but I want you to meet Alice. Alice is 72, a retired librarian who prided herself on doing everything right. She started taking a high-dose vitamin D supplement after a friend's recommendation. She didn't ask her doctor. It seemed harmless enough. Within months, Alice began to feel weak and nauseated, with odd bouts of confusion. Her family noticed her heart seemed to flutter at times, but they chalked it up to aging. One night, Alice collapsed. In the ER, her blood work revealed dangerously high calcium and kidney damage, all traced back to her daily megadose of vitamin D. Fortunately, Alice recovered, but she still needs ongoing care for her kidneys. So, what actually happened in Alice's body? Vitamin D helps your gut absorb calcium. In the right amount, that's great for bones. But too much vitamin D floods your blood with calcium, leading to a condition called hypercalcemia. This can damage blood vessels, the brain, heart rhythm, and kidneys. The safe upper daily limit for most adults over 60 is about 2,000 IU, but some supplements have far more. And if you're already on certain heart or bone medications, the risks can multiply. That's why you should always get your vitamin D levels checked before supplementing, and only supplement under your healthcare provider's direction. If you've ever taken high-dose vitamin D on your own, let me know below. Did you notice any changes? And as we go through today's list, keep track of which vitamins you take. A great graphic here would show a scale: safe range versus danger zone for vitamin D. And remember, the safest supplement is a daily walk in the sun and a balanced diet rich in salmon, eggs, or fortified milk. Before you make any change, please check with your healthcare provider. Let's move to another miracle vitamin that many people take for heart health, but rarely think of as risky: vitamin E. Vitamin E is famous as an antioxidant and heart helper. But here's the fact: high doses, especially above 400 IU daily, have been linked to increased risk of bleeding and, in some studies, a higher chance of hemorrhagic stroke in older adults. Let me introduce you to Bill, a 68-year-old grandfather and former marathon runner. Bill heard that vitamin E could protect his heart, so he started taking a potent supplement thinking more must be better. He didn't know that high-dose vitamin E thins the blood. A few months in, Bill slipped on his porch and hit his head. Instead of a minor bump, he ended up with a brain bleed that required emergency surgery. Doctors told him later his vitamin E levels had made the bleeding much worse. What's the science? Vitamin E is fat-soluble, meaning it builds up in your tissues. In high amounts, it blocks vitamin K, which your body uses to clot blood. That's especially dangerous if you're already taking blood thinners for heart or stroke prevention. The current evidence shows no added benefit from high-dose vitamin E for healthy seniors, and the risks can outweigh any upside. If you're taking a multivitamin, check the label. Many brands already contain the recommended daily amount, about 15 milligrams or 22 IU for adults. High-dose pills, unless prescribed, are rarely needed. And as always, talk to your doctor before changing your routine. I want you to picture an on-screen chart: safe dose, risky dose, and the warning sign. Bleeding risk increases. And here's a prompt for you. Have you or someone you know ever had a scare with bleeding while on supplements or blood thinners? Share your story. others can learn from it. As we continue, you'll see a pattern. More is not always better, and what's natural is not always harmless. Now let's talk about a vitamin that's critical for nerve health, but can backfire in a big way if you take too much. Vitamin B6. Vitamin B6 is essential for brain function and nerve health. But did you know that taking too much B6 can actually cause irreversible nerve damage? Here's a true story. Marie was 74, a retired teacher who started feeling tingling and numbness in her feet and hands. She blamed it on just getting older, until one day she tripped, unable to feel where her feet were. A specialist discovered that Marie had been taking a high-dose B6 supplement for months, well over 100 milligrams per day, thinking it would boost her energy. It turns out that high B6 damages the very nerves it's supposed to protect. Even after stopping the vitamin, some of Marie's symptoms never fully resolved. How does this happen? B6 is water-soluble, so most excess is flushed out. But at very high doses, above 100 milligrams a day for months, it can build up and cause nerve damage, starting with tingling, then loss of coordination, and, in some cases, permanent injury. The recommended upper limit for adults is 100 milligrams per day, but most people only need about 2 milligrams. Watch for nerve symptoms, tingling, burning, numbness, and check your supplement labels. If you experience anything unusual, stop and speak with your provider. A graphic here. Progression from mild tingling to serious nerve injury. Again, your best sources are whole foods, bananas, potatoes, chicken, and fish. Supplements are rarely needed unless prescribed for a deficiency. If you've experienced tingling or numbness and wonder if your vitamins could be the cause, share your experience below. You might help someone else. Let's move on to a vitamin that's famous for vision and immune health but has a darker side in excess. Vitamin A. Vitamin A is vital for healthy eyes, skin, and immunity. But here's the hard truth. Taking too much, especially from supplements or fish liver oils, can lead to serious liver damage, bone thinning, and, in older adults, even increase the risk of hip fractures. Let me tell you about George. At 70, George wanted to protect his eyesight, so he took extra vitamin A every day. After a year, he started experiencing headaches, bone pain, and odd yellowing of his skin. His doctor found that his liver was inflamed and his bones were showing signs of early osteoporosis. George's supplement was the culprit. Vitamin A is fat-soluble and accumulates in the liver. Too much can be toxic, causing nausea, headache, skin changes, bone loss, and liver damage. The recommended upper limit for adults is about 3,000 micrograms, 10,000 IU per day. It's very easy to exceed this with certain supplements, especially if you're already eating a diet rich in fortified foods or animal liver. Watch for warning signs, persistent headaches, bone or joint pain, and changes in skin color. And remember, beta-carotene from carrots and leafy greens is a much safer way to get vitamin A because your body only converts what it needs. If you've been worried about your eyes or skin and thought about taking extra vitamin A, let's talk about it in the comments. And always, check with your doctor before starting any new supplement. Show on screen, foods high in safe, natural vitamin A versus high-dose supplements and their risks. Now I want to address a vitamin that many people take for cholesterol, but which can be risky in high amounts. Niacin, or vitamin B3. Niacin has long been used to help lower cholesterol. But high-dose niacin, especially the kind prescribed for cholesterol, can cause flushing, liver damage, and even dangerous swings in blood sugar for people with diabetes. Consider Helen, age 66, who started taking over-the-counter niacin after reading about its benefits online. She wasn't warned about the side effects. Within weeks, she noticed severe flushing. Her face would turn beet red and burn after each pill. Later, a routine checkup showed her liver enzymes were dangerously high, and her blood sugar was all over the map. Helen had no idea her vitamin was causing harm. Niacin in low doses, less than 35 milliliters per day, is safe and found in foods like turkey, chicken, and peanuts. But higher therapeutic doses, 500 milliliters or more, should never be taken without medical supervision. Risks include liver inflammation, worsening blood sugar, and increased risk of stroke in some people. Graphic idea, table showing safe versus risky niacin dosages. Common side effects to watch for. If you've ever had an intense hot flush after a supplement, let us know in the comments. Your story could help someone else recognize a warning sign. Always talk to your doctor before starting or stopping niacin, especially if you have liver or blood sugar concerns. Next, let's tackle one of the most popular vitamins for colds, vitamin C. Vitamin C has a reputation for boosting immunity. But what many don't know is that taking large amounts, over 2,000 milliliters per day, can cause more than just stomach upset. It can actually increase your risk of kidney stones, especially in older adults and those with a history of kidney problems. Margaret, age 71, loved her orange-flavored chewables. She thought she was supercharging her immune system, but after a few months of heavy use, she ended up in the ER with severe pain. She'd developed kidney stones. Her doctor told her that excess vitamin C is turned into oxalate, a compound that forms sharp, painful stones in the kidneys. Vitamin C is water-soluble, but above 2,000 milliliters daily, the body struggles to get rid of the excess, which can crystallize in the kidneys. Signs to watch for: persistent abdominal pain, blood in urine, or back pain. The best approach: get vitamin C from citrus fruits, berries, and peppers. Your body absorbs what it needs without the risk. If you've ever dealt with kidney stones or take high-dose vitamin C, share your experience below. And remember, supplements aren't always the safest shortcut. Now let's talk about vitamin K, a nutrient critical for blood clotting, but one that can interact with medications in dangerous ways. Vitamin K is found in leafy greens and helps your blood clot properly. But if you take blood thinners like warfarin, sudden changes in your vitamin K intake, or high-dose supplements can throw your blood levels out of balance, raising your risk for dangerous clots or uncontrolled bleeding. I want you to meet Edna. Edna is 80, and she takes warfarin to prevent strokes after a heart problem. A neighbor suggested a Super Greens powder, loaded with vitamin K. A week later, Edna's routine blood test showed her blood was suddenly much thicker, putting her at serious risk for a stroke. Her doctor traced it back to the powder, and Edna learned firsthand how powerful and dangerous vitamins can be when mixed with certain medications. If you're on blood thinners, your doctor will help you keep your vitamin K intake steady. Don't change your diet or supplements without their guidance. And never start a vitamin K supplement without a conversation with your provider. Show on screen list of common foods high in vitamin K with a warning symbol for people on blood thinners. Have you or someone you love experienced complications with blood thinners or green supplements? Share your story below. It might make a real difference for someone else. Let's pause for a moment. I know this is a lot to take in. The truth is, vitamins can be powerful allies, but also silent enemies when used carelessly, especially for those of us over 60. If you've ever been confused by supplement labels or felt overwhelmed by conflicting advice, you are not alone. Here's the most important advice I can give. Always talk to your healthcare provider before starting or changing any supplement, especially if you take medications or have a chronic health condition. Remember, food first. The vast majority of our vitamin needs can be met by eating a variety of colorful fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats. Supplements can fill gaps when truly needed, but more is not always better, and natural doesn't mean harmless. To help you remember, I recommend keeping a list of your supplements and sharing it with your doctor at every visit. And if you have questions or want more tips for living stronger after 60, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. If this video made you rethink any of your supplements, leave a comment below. Your experience could be the story that saves someone else. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of your brain, your heart, and yourself. Remember, being informed is being empowered. Before we close, let's circle back to the bigger picture. Why are so many older adults turning to vitamin supplements in the first place? The answer is simple. You want to take control of your health, protect your independence, and stay sharp for as many years as possible. And that's a beautiful, powerful motivation. But the supplement industry knows this too. And sometimes they market hope in a bottle without enough warning about the risks, especially for those of us navigating changes in our bodies, medications, and lifestyles after 60. Let's talk about how you can take practical steps to protect yourself, starting today. First, be a supplement detective. Every bottle in your cabinet should be treated with the same respect as a prescription medication. Look at the dosage. Ask yourself, is this above the recommended daily allowance for someone my age? Is it safe with my medications? Do I really need it? Or can I get this from food? Here's a simple exercise. Pull out your vitamins after this video. Check each label for the dose. If it's a multivitamin, add up how much of each nutrient you're getting from all your sources. Write these numbers down. And at your next doctor's visit, bring the list and ask, do I need all of these? Are any of them risky for me? This one habit could save you from side effects, wasted money, or even a trip to the hospital. Now you might be wondering, but what if I really do need a supplement? That's a great question. Sometimes, due to certain health conditions, medications, or dietary restrictions, your doctor may recommend a vitamin or mineral supplement. In those cases, your healthcare provider will usually check your blood levels, recommend a specific dose, and monitor for side effects. This is the gold standard: personalized, supervised, and safe. But what about those stories we hear, online or from friends, about miracle results from high-dose vitamins? Remember, for every one person who claims to feel better, there are countless others who suffered silent side effects or even major harm but didn't realize the cause until it was too late. As you heard in today's stories, the harm is often slow, silent, and easy to blame on just getting older. That's why I urge you, don't gamble with your health. Let's revisit a few key takeaways, paired with some practical steps you can use every day. 1. Vitamin D. Great for bones, if you're low and only in the right dose. Too much can cause confusion, abnormal heart rhythms, and kidney problems. If you're unsure, ask for a blood test. And remember, sunlight and food are your friends. 2. Vitamin E. Powerful antioxidant, but high doses can thin your blood and raise the risk of dangerous bleeding. If you're on blood thinners or have a history of bleeding, double check with your doctor. Whole foods, like nuts and seeds, provide plenty. 3. Vitamin B6. Critical for nerve health, but high doses can actually damage your nerves. Watch for tingling, numbness, or difficulty walking. Daily needs are small. Most adults get plenty from their diet. 4. Vitamin A. Essential for vision and immunity, but toxic in large amounts. Excess can harm your liver and bones and raise the risk of fractures. Choose colorful fruits and vegetables for safe beta-carotene, rather than high-dose pills. 5. Niacin, B3. May help lower cholesterol, but only under strict medical supervision. High doses can damage your liver, upset blood sugar, and cause flushing. If you're interested in niacin for cholesterol, talk to your provider about safer, proven alternatives. 6. Vitamin C. Known for immune support, but too much can cause kidney stones and stomach upset. Most people can meet their needs from food. A single orange or cup of berries is usually enough. 7. Vitamin K. Key for blood clotting, but interacts with blood thinners like warfarin. Sudden increases or decreases in vitamin K can tip the balance toward dangerous clots or bleeding. Keep your intake steady and always talk to your healthcare team before adding supplements or super greens powders. A quick visual reminder. On screen, picture a simple table. One column lists each vitamin, the next shows the daily recommended amount for adults over 60, and the last column shows the danger zone, where risks increase. Beside each, show examples of whole foods that are rich in each nutrient. And one more reminder, every time you see a vitamin bottle promising a miracle, ask, where's the evidence? Has my doctor recommended this for me? You deserve personalized advice, not just generic marketing claims. I want to leave you with a few final action steps. Simple, powerful habits that can keep you strong, safe, and confident as you age. Eat the rainbow. Each color of fruit and vegetable offers different vitamins and minerals. Variety protects you far better than any pill. Stay curious. Stay skeptical. Not every health claim online is true. When in doubt, ask your provider or a registered dietitian. Share your experience. If you've learned something valuable today, leave a comment. Your story may be the one that helps another member of our Stronger After 60 community avoid a health scare. And finally, remember, your best defense is not fear, but knowledge. You have the power to make informed choices. Never be afraid to ask questions and never settle for one-size-fits-all advice. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more expert tips on brain and heart health for life after 60. Let's keep each other strong, safe, and thriving together. Thank you for watching, for sharing, and for being part of this journey. Take care of your mind, your heart, and your future. Until next time, be well and stay empowered. I'm so glad you stayed with me through these important conversations. Before we wrap up today, I want to answer a few questions that often come up and leave you with encouragement and hope for your journey ahead. One question I hear a lot is, how can I tell if a vitamin or supplement is actually causing my symptoms? That's a vital question, and it shows real wisdom. The answer? Keep it simple. If you start to notice new symptoms, like unexplained weakness, tingling, irregular heartbeat, stomach pain, or changes in mood or memory, Think back to anything new you've started in the past few weeks or months. Vitamins and supplements are often overlooked as a cause, but even natural products can have strong effects. If you suspect a supplement might be the culprit, stop taking it and make a note of how you feel over the next few days. Bring your list of all vitamins and supplements to your next doctor's appointment and share any symptoms you've experienced. Remember, you know your body best. Trust your instincts. Another question I get is, what if my friends or family insist that I need to take a certain supplement? I understand the pressure. Sometimes it feels like everyone has advice, especially online. But here's the thing. Your health is unique, and what works for someone else could be harmful to you. Never feel guilty for saying, "Thank you for your concern, but I'll talk with my healthcare provider before making any changes." Your safety comes first, always. You might also be wondering, are there any supplements that are truly necessary for older adults? The truth is, there are a few cases where supplements are genuinely helpful, like vitamin B12 for people with absorption issues, or vitamin D for those with limited sun exposure. But even then, the right dose and timing depend on your medical history, your diet, and your medications. That's why personalized medical advice is so important. As you think about your own health journey, I encourage you to ask yourself, what small step can I take today to better understand and care for my body? Is it starting a food diary, reviewing your supplement list, or scheduling that checkup you've been putting off? Every step, no matter how small, is progress toward a healthier, stronger you. Before we close, I want to ask one more time. Have you ever had a health scare related to a supplement or learned something surprising about a vitamin you were taking? Share your story below. Your experience could help someone else avoid the same mistake. And if you have a question for me, drop it in the comments. I do read them, and I care about this community. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and join us for more honest, expert discussions about brain and heart health after 60. Your support helps this channel grow and reach more people who need these life-saving conversations. Finally, I want to remind you, getting older is a journey, not a diagnosis. You have so much strength, wisdom, and resilience. Let's use it to stay informed, stay curious, and stay empowered, so we can enjoy life's adventures for years to come. Thank you for being here. Thank you for caring for yourself. And thank you for being part of Stronger After 60. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and remember, you have the power to protect your health, one choice at a time.